Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. I have a good video for you today. I am a lot more full of energy than I've been in a very long time. So, yeah, we're a couple days past show. It is Monday. So I had my carb up on Friday. I had show on Saturday. Yesterday to sort of sit back and relax a little bit. And then today I'm back to work. So I'm going to go over on how I really messed up after the show. So, of course, you guys know if you've been following along on my journey that I have a show coming up here in T-minus 5 weeks now. So I have a show here in 5 weeks. I'm not really going to peak for that show. However, I'm just going to go into it. I'm going to use that as more of like a just get more experience on stage, and yeah, just I might do like a slight peak, but I'm just going to do like a carb cycle peak, not like anything crazy like I did for this show here. And then the week after that I have the Pittsburgh show. Depending on how I look on stage at the show here in 5 weeks, I am going to determine what kind of peaking protocol I'm going to do for the Pittsburgh show. So, yeah, let's start off with Friday's peaking process. So on Friday, I had a total of, I believe it came out to be like 9,200 calories for the day. So almost 10,000 calories I ate. And majority of that being carbohydrates and fat. I believe I only had like maybe 180 grams of protein that day, maybe 200. So yeah, most of that, I mean, if it was 200, there's 4 calories per gram of protein. So you're looking at 800 calories for protein. The rest is from fats and carbohydrates. I mean, that's pretty outrageous. I showed up on stage definitely holding on to a lot more body fat than I was hoping for. I attribute that to some of the artificial sweeteners I was taking leading up into the show is what I'm attributing that to, because whenever I carb depleted, I still didn't drop any water weight whatsoever. And I believe it was a dextrose in the sweetener that was still keeping carbs running through my system. So I wasn't able to drop any of the water weight. So that's where I really messed up to start the process off. So I really only had 1 day of pure carb depletion, and the morning after I actually carb depleted, I could actually feel like my body shutting down, like I had no energy. So definitely cutting those sweeteners out for just that 1 day made a huge difference. That was mistake number 1. So, yeah, mistake number 2 came on right after the show. So everything, show day went great. I had a blast. But right after the show, or I guess I wouldn't say right after the show, I did good. So we had a 4-hour drive home. And there was some people that my girlfriend wanted to visit while we were out at the show. So since we were out in that area, we stopped by. Post-show, it took us about 6 to 7 hours after the show was over to get home, between all the stops we made and going out to eat and whatnot. So we stopped and I got a salad. I was actually, one of the things I was looking forward to was eating a big salad. So I got my salad. That was great. And about 2 hours later, or 2.5 hours later, I got hungry again. So stopped at a gas station, and they had the Fruity Pebbles white chocolate candy bar. And I was always kind of curious, like, what that tasted like, because I work on the road, so I'm traveling. I'm always stopping at gas stations, using the restroom there, not really buying a whole lot. But as you walk through, you see stuff, you're like, man, I wonder what that tastes like. And even off the diet, like, I normally didn't cheat on stuff like that. But I was just like, you know what, I'm going to try it, because this is day after competition. I mean, what's 1 day going to hurt? So went, ate that. Next gas station we stopped at, I was refilling on coffee because I love my coffee consistently throughout the day, and refilled my coffee. And I was like, man, I could really go for a cookie. That specific gas station didn't sell any of like the single home baked cookies. They just sold a big box of them. So I figured, okay, me and my girlfriend will split them. You know, it's an extra 600 calories. So split the box of cookies. Finished off the rest of my coffee. Had to use the restroom again, so we stopped at the next gas station, and they had a huge like the local gas stations like around the area here do like they aren't actually home baked, but they're sort of home baked goods. You know what I mean? They're fresh from the bakery. So they had a huge cupcake about like yay big. It was chocolate chip. Always kind of curious what that tasted like too. So I was like, yeah, it's an extra 390 calories. Had that with a turkey wrap, so I had at least a little bit of protein, you know, because I've been so healthy throughout the day. So I had that with my turkey wrap, and then whenever I got home, there was the donut cheat meal that I was looking forward to for months. Like this bakery that makes these is just crazy good. And I think it's just the amount of like icing that they put in there with the type of icing, because it's not overly sweet, but it's sweet enough where it just satisfies that craving. So it was like a chocolate iced, and it had a peanut butter icing filling. And whenever they put the filling in there, I mean, they fill every last inch of that donut. It is delicious. So I had that whenever I got home, and that was it for the day. It came out to between the last part of my carb up for the competition and all the other junk food and stuff I ate. It came up to about 6,000 calories for day number 2, between 6 and 7. So if we rounded off to 6, and the day before I had a total of 15,000 calories in a 2-day period, which even an unhealthy person or a person who doesn't know much about calorie intakes knows that that's not a good amount to take in. I'd say normally I burn off about 3,000 calories per day on average. So, I mean, 6,000 calories, that puts me into 11,000 calorie surplus in 2 days. That's that's about 2.5 pounds of fat. So with all that added glycogen from all the junk food, each gram of carb is going to hold 3 grams of water, which is why I dehydrated while I was doing my carb up. Otherwise, I'd look like a big balloon. And yeah, after I started drinking water again, I became a balloon. On Sunday, I woke up and weighed in at 254 pounds. So about 17 pounds heavier than what I weighed in at, and even what I weighed in at was higher than what I had normally been weighing. Normally I've been weighing about 230, so I was already like 4 or 5 pounds over my normal weight, and then on top of that, put another 17 pounds on in a single day, basically. So I jumped right on to fix that because I didn't want to gain any more weight. So on Sunday, I went right back to the diet, cut my calories back down to 2,700 calories. I didn't do anything crazy with the carbs. I cut my carbs down too low. Today was the day that I started cutting my carbs down lower. I'm only having about 200 grams of carbs, which is still a decent amount, but it's low enough where I want to lose glycogen. I'm eating 2,700 calories. I'm having about 300 grams of protein, I believe 60, 70 grams of fat, and then carbs are about 200. So I'm trying to get that back under. I've already dropped. So today I weighed in at 250 on a dot this morning. And after eating 3 of my 7 meals, I am already down to 245. So, I mean, throughout the day, I'm dropping weight. I'm getting rid of that water weight. I'd say it'll take me about 2 weeks to get to the same level of leanness I was on show day. So, I mean, that's just how quickly you can undo your diet. In 2 days, I ate enough food that's going to take me 2 weeks to healthily recover. Or I wouldn't even say healthily, that's pushing the top end of fat burning, um, the healthy end of it. So, I mean, 2 weeks of dieting for 2 days of eating. You just really got to be careful with the amount of food that you're consuming and the types of food. Because I guarantee you right now, if I would have had my meal plans with me or my meal prep containers, it would have been a lot easier not to eat all that junk food on the way home. I probably wouldn't have stopped at so many different gas stations, you know what I mean. So that's a little something that I want to keep in mind for my next competition. Although the next competition is only going to be about 2.5 hour drive, so we won't have as far of a trip to go to get back home. Anyways, and it's a straight shot down the road. There's not all the good gas stations that have all the home baked goods along the way. So that is where I messed up. Hopefully, this will help you guys out. If you guys go to a competition, you're severely depleted, make sure you pack. If you want to rebound correctly, make sure you pack like salads or stuff like that. That way, you can have like a massive meal because you can have a whole bag of salad for like 60 calories. And then just use like some sort of light dressing or fat free dressing. And that way, you can actually fill up and not get like, not binge eat like I was doing. So yeah, just a couple helpful tips. I wanted to point out what's going on with my rebound. Like I said, I'm just trying to drop back down to the way it should be, and hopefully at the shows, my next couple shows, I should be down about between 220 225 stage weight is what I should realistically be at, and not the 234 mark. So hopefully we'll be able to get down there. I'm going to be pushing very, very hard and doing some carb cycling coming up here. So I'll be eating um, carbs today and tomorrow 200, and then I have 3 servings of rice that I'm going to cut out of my diet to on Wednesday, and then I'm going to cut those out Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, or Wednesday and Thursday at least. See how I feel, and possibly reintroduce on Friday. Definitely by Saturday, I'll reintroduce the carbs. Might add an extra serving of rice and just sort of like carb cycle through, try to get this glycogen off my body and get back to losing body fat again. And make sure I come in absolutely peeled for this last show. So, stay tuned. I'll keep you guys updated on how my physique is going. If you want daily updates on how I look and different meals that I'm eating throughout the day, you can follow me on Instagram. I try to post on there pretty regularly, usually at least once or twice a day, a minimum, on my stories. So, by all means, follow me on there. I will tag my name down below in the description box. And until next time, I will catch you guys later.